What's up, everybody? Welcome. And this is Tell It How It Is, no filter. I'm the lead actor in this. I'm being silly. It's yours truly, Hush, aka How You Stop 'Em, aka Unstoppable Hush, aka Voice of Reason. Highlight that. Hit me up for the hoodies. Aka Hush Braun James. And there's many aliases I choose to go by, depending on my mood. Well, welcome, and this is episode 161. We're ending the first quarter of 2022. Wanted to point that out. How's things so far? How have you judged yourself? What do you think you got accomplished in these first couple of months of this year? Is it better than last year? If not, you still have time. So don't get discouraged if you're not where you want to be. It's still early. Like I said, it's only the end of the first quarter. So I'll lead by example, sort of say. I'm pretty decent with the first quarter. I can't brag. I won't brag and say that I've done it all. But I like how my first quarter went, give or take, for the most part. And you got to put that positive energy in the air, regardless of where you really at with it, because it'll push you. You know what I mean? You can't stay. You'll stay where you at if you don't have any motivating or positive outlook on a situation. Okay, so where do I want to begin? March Madness is over. Well, almost. We are down to the final two teams in each perspective of men's and women. Sorry, Coach K. Duke is out. Duke is out. North Carolina and Kansas will be battling for the championship. Both those names ring a bell to me, so it's not one of those games where it's a total surprise of the two opponents. Those are two very good schools, very good programs, and they always in the talks of basketball. They always make the playoffs. They always take that road. So I'm excited to see what happens. I'm leaning more towards North Carolina. I wouldn't be mad if Kansas wins, though, but I'm a little more in favor of North Carolina. For the women, it's Uconn versus South Carolina. It seems like the Carolinas be running shit, huh? Because they both, men and women, got their hand in it. So shout out to down south. Y'all do y'all thing. I got Uconn winning that. A little more strongly opinionated than the men's. I got Uconn winning the women's, though. So Uconn and North Carolina. Remember I said that. And we'll see what takes place. Kevin Durant has been ranting a little bit. This guy jumps really high when he shoots. If you don't watch basketball, you don't know who Kevin Durant is. I don't know what to tell you, but he jumps really high. He's complaining about not getting the landing room needed after the shot. And he's already had his dealings with injuries, leg and lower. So he's complaining about ankle pains because of players not letting him land. Preferably Milwaukee. I don't know if he just has a thing against them, you know what happened last playoffs. But, yeah, so he wanted to really comment on that. And I feel him. You know what I mean? It's a dirty league. It's a dirty game. And they know that man is unstoppable. So, he don't give me the LeBron vibes. No offense. I know LeBron complains a lot. I love Luka Doncic. He complains a lot. But these are very talented young men. Well, not so young most, but I won't call nobody you. As old as how you feel. But anyway, so Luka, LeBron, Kevin, they all have complaints. They may complain a little too much, but these are highly skilled players. So for what they give us on paper and live and direct, I guess they can make these comments. I guess they can feel away when certain shit go down. Because it appears that they're giving it their all. And they're some of the shit is amazing. So if that come with it, oh well. A lot of people could say that, just play the game. You know what I mean? If the refs don't see it or the refs don't call, I'm big on that. Like, you can't really rely on the refs, no offense. They're a big part of the game, and they're there to judge it fairly and make calls at the accurate times. But really, you can't depend on them. Meaning, like, the mindset is to win the game no matter what. So try to ignore the fact that you can rely on them very little. If you listen, if they do their job to a T, nobody's perfect, and you get the love, you get the calls, you get the things you're trying to express. They see it, and they feel you, and they call a certain calls, no doubt. But you gotta go as if they not gonna call it, and that's just that. But give my man Kevin Durant room to land, please. We don't need no injuries. Playoffs is like a week or two away. And that's when it's the most exciting. So we don't want the BS. All season long, people who aren't really basketball heads like that, and even the ones who used to be, who are not really tuning into everything now, the next week or two will stamp the importance of the playoffs and the finals. So I don't need no BS going down. So give my man room to land, because the Brooklyn Nets, whether I root for them or not, which I wouldn't mind seeing them do their thing. I'm from Brooklyn. Everybody fucking knows that. But I always argue that where you from ain't got to be the team you love the most. But I would love to see it, though. So let's, give it a chance if they all healthy. And that's that. Playoffs are a very exciting thing. So, more basketball. Not for nothing. Y'all dogged Russell Westbrook all year. Y'all called him all kind of names. Westbrick. I like how he's playing as of late. I don't know if it's more than 3 games now, but I've seen at least back-to-back of starting to see what the Russell that I know. You know what I mean? So I'm impressed. As they take this last shot to try to make the play-in, because I think it's too much for them to make the actual seeding of the playoffs. They definitely probably going to have to play the play-in to get in. But I like how he's playing. AD is back. Anthony Davis is back, and he's doing things already as he should. You know what I mean? So if he can stay healthy and, he gives us the numbers we know he can, they should make the play-in possibly. Still a chance. LeBron is out. Something about an ankle. I don't know how serious that is. I know that LeBron is calculated, and if he's needed and it makes a difference, life or death, play-in or not, I'm sure he'll break through and be there. You know what I mean? So I'm excited about the next week and change. Excuse me. So that's really it in the basketball thing. Major League Baseball has kicked off, spring training or whatever, and the Yankees already pissing me off. I didn't really check the Mets. I know that the most recent time I gave them a glance, I think they were winning and possibly won their last game. This is them just getting warmed up. You're not really supposed to count this and use this to really judge how it's going to be. Because you know how many baseball games there is? Shit. We were just talking about that the other day. That's a long season. You talking somewhere like the end of March, early April to the end of October, November with it. And they play, basketball and football, y'all got it light. I got to be honest. Not in the physicality. Meaning schedule-wise. Y'all have the lighter of the schedules. Because baseball is so many games. Them niggas play like 3-4 days in a row. 3 days in a row sometimes. I don't really see that nowhere else. Football definitely doesn't do that. And I get it. You might argue, how could they? Because of the physicality. Like, I will never question that. So, the physical strength and ability it takes to play these sports, I will never, question that. Never, talk against it. I'm just saying that the baseball shit, that is long. So, let's see what happens with there. I'm an obvious Yankees fan. It's early. So, that's that with that. I didn't know, I'm just learning this, the whole Lee Daniels and Monique, there was some tension and drama, that they paired together in the movie Precious, as far as, Lee Daniels being the producer, director, or whatever, and Monique playing, that was a huge role. We all remember that movie. Did I see it? I think so. I can't remember. I'd have to go back. But I don't have to see the movie to know what it was about. I knew what like the main message was, or what was displayed. So anyway, I think by my opinion only and hypothesis is that after the Precious movie, I guess this is where things were kind of salty for Monique. It probably started with Lee in her eyes or opinion possibly, and the whole blackball thing and the noise that she stirred up with Netflix and etc. So anyway, to fast forward, whether that was the reason or not, obviously he felt he did something, because they said Lee Daniels has apologized to Monique and they squashed whatever drama they had. And so I don't know, it's supposed to be lit now, and he possibly, if he has anything coming up film wise, he's considering her or possibly already elected her to be in it. And 50 Cent is an instigator. Love you, 50. I mean, I don't know if I love you. I think you're alright though. But it's respect though. Not to double back. It's respect for 50 though. But anyway, like he was trying to say, to Oprah and whoever, to like let Monique back in. Like he was defending her. That was dope. I thought that was dope. So I don't know if that played any type of role, or maybe it didn't. But I love people who stand up for people. You feel me? It's not old, or it's not something that, you're assigned to or is your personal responsibility. But when people choose to speak up, I think it's dope. Especially with nothing to gain and it's genuine. You know what I mean? So I definitely shout 50 for that one. And I like Monique. I don't really judge the things she do and how she handles certain shit. I mean, we're human beings, so everybody can point a finger and say how we would rather be, or how you should handle X, Y, and Z, and how you moving. Again, we under the microscope so we get judged immensely, you feel me, for everything we do. We can't make a mistake, you feel me? So I shout out Monique too. God bless and hope, you get your bags back. All the bags that you deserve. Alright, so did something else happen? Oh, I mentioned that I won't really get into it a lot. But you know what the talk is currently? The Will Smith, Chris Rock shit. I said it already. What I want to do comment and say is that I knew it. I knew that him doing that, they'll try to threaten and say things he have in motion may not get the attention, may not get the love. People may want to part ways with any business transactions upcoming with Will because of what happened. Consequences, you pay for your actions. We get all that. You know what I'm saying? Again, we're under the microscope. We can't do no wrong. But he did choose the most viewed place to do that. And we're not gonna I'm not gonna dive deep here. I'm really not. Because I feel how I feel. I'm too torn to really sit here and dedicate a whole segment to that shit. I just refuse to. If I was really, not to expose my platform, but if I was higher up and I was really getting the ducats to do that, and my team or whoever was like, nah, you really need to sit on and talk on this for the whole shebang bang, then I would. So I'm not. But I will say that we're in a sensitive ass world, yo. Like, things already listen, shit pass. That probably won't pass for a while. And like, because of where it happened at, and the evidence and the people posting it and reposting it and the memes, it's gonna stain for a while. But let's not get it twisted on the talents and the capabilities here. If I already got something in motion with somebody of this caliber, it depends on who we talking about. Let's not super praise him, but we kind of have to. Like, Will Smith is iconic, no matter what. He could slap 2 more niggas on stage. But he's iconic. You feel me? It's not the same. I don't want to say it's kind of like, and I'm not going to go there controversial wise, but I will bring the name up for a second. R. Kelly. How you feel about him? No doubt. You know, everything that's gone down, no doubt. I'm not here to, you know what I'm saying? But talent is undeniable. Am I comparing the two? No way. Never in a million years, if R. Kelly is free from prison or comes out and he's free as a bird or whatever they decide with him, and you don't want to if you don't want to break bread with him and deal with him in no kind of way, I ain't mad at you for that. So it's not a comparison. I'm just saying, with Will's situation, totally different, completely different. R. Kelly didn't need none of my energy, but I just mentioned it. Will's situation is different. If I had something already in the works with him prior to the slap, I would still do it. That's me. That's my opinion. I'm not judging who feels that sensitive that they shouldn't. You kind of got to weigh your options. Look at this. If I could say that about the Will because I may not be that type of a celebrity. I'm not at that status. So if I had something in the works with him, I almost have to, right? Considering how bad do I want to get out there. Will people look at me kind of like I'm desperate to still work with him? Whatever. But if I was up there like a Denzel or whatever, and I had something that works with Will, I would still do it. Now, people who don't have any dealings with him at all that may have wanted to approach him in the near future, if you feel a way, even if you're not a Denzel, you're like me, you're at my level of people knowing you versus being a Denzel. It's up to you. Listen, it's draining because I don't really want to talk the negative shit, but I just feel like it's BS, man. Like, yeah, you ain't gotta praise what happened. You ain't gotta glorify what happened. And you don't even gotta speak on it at all. I'm just saying, icons is icons. You got some thug. Listen, their voices may not be as heard. You're not seeing it on the internet as much, maybe, or maybe you is. But the other side of it, the Chris Rock getting slapped. There's a lot of street niggas, gangsters, and all that look at that like Chris Rock shit should go down. He should lose bread because he a punk in their eyes. I'm not saying he's a punk. I'm just saying it's two sides, right? You know what I'm saying? The good folks, the Hasidity, uppity, think they're flawless. Those are the people that's really getting on Will, right? You got some conscious mid-level people who may also criticize what he did. But for the most part, it's the uppity motherfuckers, who even the ones who think they somewhere they not. But the hood niggas, the jails and all that, not saying that they matter, not saying they don't matter. I'm just saying all angles, correct? So they looking at it probably like Chris Rock's stock drop. Like, yo, I'm not doing no work with a nigga who gets slapped and don't retaliate. I mean, it's ignorant to say that, right? I'm just the one that's going to voice a reason. I'm going to go from everybody's angle. Because no matter how ignorant you are, how lack of intelligence you have, lack of common sense you have, no matter what your flaw is, basically, you still have a voice to me. Because you're still human. Your level of importance and what you're responsible for should highly be supervised. No doubt. But you still have a voice. So I don't care how effed up you are and how bad you move. You still have a voice to me. Because an opinion is an opinion. And each person breathing is entitled to that. So is Chris Rock not catching any? Oh, people not really rocking with him for it? It seemed like, last thing, and I'm getting off this because I swore I wasn't even going to go this long about this. It's over already. It's giving me a headache. So I seen Tiffany Haddish, like the body language and how she commented. I don't think she was on the Chris Rock side of things. And she's a fellow comedian. Feel me? So that was, telling. And that's it. But bottom line, both is iconic. Chris Rock is funny as hell. I could tell, I have those iconic shows and stand-ups of his that I love and I'll still love even after what popped off. Will Smith, the same. The shit that I love, I still love. It ain't changed my perspective of things. You know, it's just unfortunate, you know, people looking at it under the microscope for real. So that's it. I'm done with that. I read I can't tell the difference no more, memes and just quotes. You feel me? But I read something like a man that can control his sexual urge is a focused man. And he gets his props or his flowers or whatever. So a man that controls his sexual urge. Fellas, how we feel about this? Do we really control our sexual urge? I don't want to really make it like political like that. But I think maturity, age, time, it's a bunch of things you got to throw in the pot to cook. You can't really just go off of one thing. But what you reach a point mentally first. Because people don't admit that a lot, enough, verbally, out loud. Your mental fights your physical. I hope you know that. Not in this all-out war like Ukraine, Russia. I'm just saying, you battle with that. Fellas, I feel women do too, but I'm not a female to confirm. You know what I mean? But I'm not dumb. I've been around a while. Y'all probably go through it too. So, mental versus physical. The more powerful should be, in my opinion, again, it doesn't make it like, you know, where the world should feel the same way. Mental should be stronger than your physical. That makes sense? Mental should be stronger than physical. Yes. So when they say you control your urge, that's your mental being powerful, correct? But I don't even think we're controlling it. I think mentally we're just aware of losses and consequences. And you know, you can be a thugged out person mentally. I don't really mean thugged out in the sense of you're in the streets and you crime, you know, you commit crimes and whatever. Let's not get too deep. Meaning, it doesn't rattle you, intimidate you, or throw you off your game to say, let me mentally control my actions because of consequence if you don't. Some people just ignorant like that, don't care about consequences, and that's just going to be them. I'm kind of getting off track a little bit, but let's go back. Again, we don't control. I don't know, ladies. And I ain't trying to blow it up, fellas. Don't get mad at me. I don't controlling our sexual urge. I guess it's complicated to me. Because it's like you doing what you doing. Can I just go off of what I said, though? You get to a certain age, you get to a certain point in life, and you're like, you're supposed to say, look, I had enough, you know, let's not be naive. Men is men, we're conquerors, we, you know, all that. We peak until whatever age, and a female's body and her garden and her, you know, all her beautiful attributes of the body of a female, which they're supposed to be respected and looked at for way more than that. But what we cherish and admire, a woman's shape, a woman's vibe, a woman's swag, demeanor, scent, smell. We're just so, like, we could get really into that. You know what I mean? And we're not, no disrespect, we're not blind, deaf. You know, even the ones who have these disabilities, I pray. I'm not trying to, like, clown that at all. Even the ones with the disabilities, it's the same. They can still feel where I'm coming from to an extent. But these feelings and these thoughts and the visual and what you get to see out here, you can't never really shut it all the way off. You cannot react. You cannot do things. You know, you can discipline yourself and say, nah, I'm done. But I don't think you're controlling your sexual urge. I think you're weighing the options and being intelligent at the risk of things. But then I think we're all capable of destruction. I'm sorry. I don't want to be negative. Keep it a stack with me. I need comments on this. Fellas, we could kind of keep or set the tone to not give in to sexual urge, to not be out there crazy when you're locked in, and I mean locked in a good way, when you're locked into something that you love and you riding or dying. You feel me? But I think at certain levels and plateaus, can you really like vouch that through no matter what, you will always control that sexual urge? And how should you really get judged like you ain't shit if you have battled and have, kept it 100 majority of the way? I don't want to give wild scenarios, and women may disagree and not feel me on this, and it don't really matter in this moment. I value women's opinion and how y'all feel. I need y'all just as much as the fellas. But in this moment, I can't cater to you. You don't really understand, I don't think, the difficulties. And it's kind of mind-boggling because you should. Because you see, we can never compare to the approaches of the women. Meaning like women that are in relationships in full love, fully riding or dying. The men that attempt, the men that comment, the men that gesture, the men that attempt, the men that... I could go on all day. Y'all get that 1,000,000 miles a minute. And y'all are able to shake it. Or y'all claim to shake it. Or y'all say y'all do because, I don't know what strategy y'all use to keep y'all at base. You feel me? Like the better the guy is, the better the guy treats you. Whatever you deem is important in that man. And he's like great at that. Whatever you need, he's great at that. Whatever it is. And so you can use that to kind of like stay focused. But shit, y'all got sexual urge too, and ain't no getting around that. Y'all may not bust the move, and y'all better at if y'all bust the move. So that's why I can't really let y'all off the hook or make this look like y'all got the trophy. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I don't know what y'all using. I need a female to comment or tell me the cheat code for that. The thing what I'm saying is with that whole comment about controlling your sexual urge, fellas, in a serious monogamous relationship is... I think you kind of just winging it, man. You not just winging it. I ain't gonna call like that's lame to say like you have no control whatsoever. I don't want to say that. I want to say your environment. I think excelling and getting to places that you didn't expect may present shit where you get challenged more in that. Controlling your sexual urge for somebody who stays in the same place, which not necessarily a bad thing. If you... I don't want to downplay it like DoorDash or some shit like that. Whatever career you got and you just make to get by. And you good. You're not struggling. You're not like rich. You're surviving. You got good money management where, you don't really got to get desperate and it don't really go to zero on you like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you making it. You doing all right. You need to be better. You always should aim for better. But I'm talking about those type of people. You kind of stay in the same parameters. You go to work. You come home. You may go out. The simple things. You're not really doing nothing too crazy. Those type of people, I guess, supposed to control the sexual urge more. And then you have the ones, a bunch of comedians joked about this. If the woman is holding down the relationship, the man, let's say the man's not working at the moment or whatever, he's not providing, he better control his sexual urge. So you see the scenarios, the one who's not providing any paper, kind of out of work, out on his luck right now, better control it? Absolutely. But he may be the one that can't control it because he got all this time on his hands. I'm not saying that that's a good way to be. I'm not vouching. I'm not justifying or co-signing that behavior. I'm just saying you can't really point where and when it's going to happen versus where it should happen, and it's complicated. So The man who's not working, back to the man who does work, and like I said, he provides, and you're doing all right for yourself. You know, it could be better, but you're doing all right. You're supposed to control it too. I don't have that as a guarantee. I'm just saying, like, you doing the similar things. You going to work, come home, whoever you interact with at work, whoever you see. Basically, these type of scenarios, you should. But when they say control it, and like this is like something that should never be questioned. Let's say you elevate. Let's say you have a craft outside the career. Whatever you do, you make clothing, you do music, you're a comedian, you've made small films. Whatever you do as a craft, if you blow, like boom, you blink and you're like, you where you wasn't. Yesterday, you was on Broad Street. And that could be Manhattan, Philly. Is there another Broad Street in Jersey? Plain Jane is what I'm saying. Versus now, you in Hollywood. Just like that. You got flown out. A day ago, you wasn't this. I'm saying those type of changes and controlling your sexual urge, yeah, you're supposed to. I'm not going to say that success allows fuck shit. I'm not saying success, excuse me. I'm not saying success means you can do what you want. I'm just saying if you was around a bunch of regular chicks, I'm not even gonna say they from the hood. You around some normal, regular females that's not famous, no celebrity at all. You know, social media is pumped up where chicks ain't gotta be that status, but they can dress themselves up to, if they had to fit right in, they could physically. So you might have encountered females of the physicality of the ones like celebrities, but you're actually there now. You're in the celebrity mix. Is it as easy? Hell no. I'm not giving a pass. I'm not saying you're supposed to wild out and get forgiven for it. But I just don't like that comment ain't rub me right. Controlling your sexual urge as a focused man. You can be focused. And shit just happens, man. And I'm not justifying that. You ain't got to put up with it. You ain't got to put up with it. I'm just saying, focus and that shouldn't be compared. Like, controlling your sexual urge or not controlling it, that's just a body physical thing. Your focus in life completely, which maybe I'm taking the quote out of context and they wasn't really comparing the focus to life focus. They just meant focus on being faithful. Basically, that could be the statement right there. Then fine, have that. But I'm just saying, you can still be focused, a go-getter, a hustler, chase the bag, take care of home, provide for the loved ones around you to the T. But an urge or some shit, especially if you level up, it gets testy. It gets testy. Where we fucked the game up at, a lot of us, which even then, before we fucked it up, the women who ain't with it just ain't with it. But we fucked it up when we forget the main purpose here. If you can't control your urge and you do X, Y, Z, it's supposed to be that and that's it. And keep it moving. We linger. We indulge. We may provide something for that person that honestly we have no business doing. And it's hard because that urge felt good, didn't it? Felt real good. So now you feel you're obligated in some type of way to fulfill something more than the fact that that was just that moment. And you're going to want that moment again. And that's another reason why you may do some things that you ain't got no business doing outside of the fact that you just did something you had no business doing. Mentally, this is not about acceptance from the world. You do what you do. I'm never judged because of what the majority of the world thinks we should live like. You make a promise or you make a pact to the person you deal with and y'all deal with y'all issues inside y'all four walls. And if the person, your partner, is not with stepping out, they not with it. But let's get this clear. I'm at a place where it's not because of what majority thinks. Because you could be in a relationship where that is okay. Or if it's discussed a certain way or brought to whatever. We don't know the terms of everybody's relationship. What I'm saying is, to your partner, is the most focus you should have on whether what you do is right or wrong, not what people think. So again, if you do indulge, I'm not encouraging it. It's stick and move. That's it. It's in and out. It's in and out. Now that's controlling your sexual urge to me. I'm joking. I don't think everybody is built for that. And I'm not suggesting that. I'm just saying, like, that's a control though. When you can step out and you wasn't supposed to. Shit is fire. And that's mental. That's what mental take over. Because is it really fire? It's fire why? Possibly because it's something else that you didn't have. The person was as turned up as you in this activity. Maybe they had no business doing it either. Or maybe it's just been a long time for them. There are factors that make it seem like it was the shit, even though it might not have been, and that's all mental. Now, to go to that regardless, and that's how you felt at the completion of it, and still step and totally vacate the premises and totally abort mission, that's some control for your ass. Because that's where it gets twisted. Because you're not supposed to go there, so you go there, and then the shit is like a drug, and you want that shit again. You may fake the funk and not, go right back a day, a week, whatever. But you're going to be itching. Boy, you're going to be itching. And you want that shit more. That's where the control come in. I don't judge it from, and that's just me. I don't judge the act when it go down. As far as having control or whatever. We humans. And yeah, I'm not co-signing it. And do unto others as you would have them do to you. I don't want nobody doing that to me like I'm good with it because I just co-signed that it's okay. That's not what I mean. What I'm saying is I'm going off the statement of control your sexual urge only. And I feel like that don't kick in until after the act. What do you do after you went where you wasn't supposed to go? Now, if you're able to just clip, y'all's bugging. That's it. Done. Bang. Boom. That's some control to me. Now, your partner may not want to hear none of that. May even boycott me for saying that. But that's where, for me, is some control. Because, tell the truth, fellas. To yourselves, you could comment. You can inbox me. If you don't want to comment it, my Instagram is How You Stop Him. HOWUSTOPHIM. You can inbox me and tell me. Keep it a stack. How many times have you stepped out? It don't got to be current. And I ain't no snitch. Don't worry. I just say you may not want to put in the comments for the ladies to see if you care. How many times you stepped out and it was one and done? You see, I took a second. One and done. Unless it was trash. Tell the truth. Even if it was trash, you probably go back one more to make sure it was trash. Like, nah, maybe I was just bugging. I don't know. I'm just saying that's the challenge for me. To do it and stop cold turkey. Right there. Boom. Shut it down. That was wrong. I'm bugging. And the shit fire. And only the individuals would know. I'm not talking some alright shit. I'm not talking shit that was... I'm talking about the shit was fire for whatever reason. Because of the moment, the timing, the location. Everything plays a role in how you judge and act. So if the shit was just... Maybe it was something that, somebody you knew for however years and it never went down, and whether it has something to do with you being in a relationship or not, an opportunity came. There's so many factors that can make it fire more than it not be fire. Which is why you really shouldn't even get into this. I sound like a hypocrite, right? You shouldn't even go at all, because if there's too many factors in that makes it lined up to be fucking best, some dope shit, then you shouldn't even go there at all. But if you do, again, I give you your flowers. Sorry, women are gonna dog me for this. I'm not co-signing it. I give you your flowers if you're able to step away after one encounter of that fire shit though. You able to say nah all the way, and that's no matter what attempts that other person makes to you to get you to spin the block, double back. If you still able to say nah, I personally say that, yo, you got some type of control. Clearly. You feel me? Unless that's just a conscience thing getting to you. And who cares why? I don't really judge why, but if you're able to, dope. So I'm closing out. Y'all take care, be safe. So the comment again was, the man who can control his sexual urge is a focused man. How do y'all feel about that statement? Till the next time, peace.